Hey guys, how's it going? How are you doing? Bear with me a sec. My setup I didn't quite get perfect. Just need to find where did I put that? How you doing today, guys? Thanks for clicking the video, stopping by to check it out. We're gonna get things going here, but I thought I was ready, but apparently I'm just doing things so quick that yeah, I just picked the wrong video for music. Where did I put that? No, I don't want that. Yeah, might have removed it from my history maybe. Here we go. All right, start that from the beginning. Yeah, all right. Here we go. Except I gotta turn that right down. I noticed just the first few videos, music may have been a little bit too loud, but believe it or not, I had actually the volume turned down. In this case, I really got to super turn this down. Okay, I think we're good. I hope. Let's go. Time to get things going. Let's start the program. Good old Visual Studio. We're working on this. Continuing with the application just for fun. I guess why not? Now load it up. Let's give it a quick build. We'll run it just to see where we're at here. Alright, there we go. We're gonna add some more things. We're gonna change things up here. Okay, so stay tuned. We're gonna add some more excitement. Oh yeah, building WPF applications here on WhiskeyTango. Coding, so much fun. You guys are like, this isn't fun. I don't know, man. I've done a lot of things when I was younger, okay? I owned a t-shirt, so get older, and this is considered fun. I like it because, you know, keeps the old brain going and doing things, keeping busy, avoiding that old, I don't know, going senile kind of thing, you know? Or am I already senile? I don't know. Let's go. Quick shout outs to the subscribers to the channel. Thank you guys, gals, for not being quitters. You are all super legends. Super legends. Oh yeah. And viewers too. Thank you for watching the content. This is why I'm keeping going. I know I took a break from streaming and that. Just been focused on, you know, learning new things, and you know, I've been doing C# as well. I went from C++ to, you know, going into C#, doing all that. So I've been busy, I've been working. I haven't forgot about you guys and gals. Okay. Yeah, and then here we are doing WinForms and XAML now. Love it. What I wanted to find is I want to create some projects, and I needed, because obviously if you've been watching, I've been pretty much doing everything in console application. That's a big yawn, right? Nobody's interested in that. Oh, it's a console, yay. Because there's no real GUI, right? Or user interface. So it's kind of boring seeing the console, right? But the good thing about the console, you get to see your work, right? And yeah, don't want to talk too much, but thank you guys for the likes and watching the content. It's you guys that keep me going, you consistent viewers coming back and watching the content. You guys are awesome. And gals, okay? What are we gonna do? I have no plan, just kind of winging it, but I do have some ideas. Okay, so I started out this project kind of just to, you know, give you guys a what to do sort of thing and what not to do and how to set up, just the initial setup, right? Maybe, you know, there's obviously a lot of channels that show you how to do different things, which is great, but in all honesty, and I'm not sure, but if there's any channels out there that are showing how to kind of do your layout and your setup and everything. So here we are. And I figured I might as well continue creating this. Let's turn it into something. And I really have no goal or plan with this, but we're just going to add things and, you know, see where it takes us. One thing I did mention in prior streams, if you've been following the series, I mentioned to sketch out your layouts, right? So when you're doing your XAML code, XAML's your design, okay? Everything for your design. And your code behind is what makes the action happen, right? Makes the magic happen. So XAML is your code for your design, okay? And you gotta pretty much do everything layer by layer, all right? If you've been following along, you'll know what's going on. I don't wanna recap all this because, you know, again, time flies when you're having fun, and I seem to talk a lot. You know, the time just goes, right? And then I don't want to do a whole video of, you know, just talking and getting nothing done, right? We're trying to get some stuff done. So, but I do also want to throw out my appreciation to you guys, subscribers and viewers, those that hit the like button. You guys are awesome. Okay, with that said, let's do something. Right, I was gonna open something here. Let me just show you. I scanned it earlier. I meant to do it yesterday, but that's okay. Where am I looking? I'm looking for this, I think. Yeah, I found it. Okay, so sketches. All right, so I'm just gonna open one. I have a couple of sketches. They're nothing special, but it gives you, just gotta rotate it here before I bring it in. So like I said, with the don't video, you don't set up your grids and columns for the whole form or window. It's great to see all your rows and columns, yes, but it limits you from being able to do things and have controls kind of go across your rows and such. Columns are kind of like stop signs, you know? So you got to kind of do everything, right? Like this row here doesn't have any columns, okay? So I can run buttons all the way across. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So if you need a visual of the layout of your design window, well, just sketch it up. So this is kind of what I did, you know, just to have an idea, right, where you want your buttons. You know, I'm doing random stuff here. It's just, I enjoy doing this. Kind of fun, keeps me entertained, and, you know, I'm kind of done with Warzone gaming, so, and, well, zombies I like a lot too, but I haven't gamed in a long time because all I've been doing is working, learning, and growing. So there's that one, and then I have another one as well. Come on, rotate. Why isn't there a rotate counterclockwise? What's up with that? All right, there we go. Okay. And then that's what we're gonna do today. That's the goal. We're gonna add some radio buttons here. Some nice little buttons. We're gonna change things up. Okay, so just to give you guys and gals an idea, and then there you go. You have a visual in front of you. You know kind of what you're doing, right? It gives you some direction, right? Let's go. Need some coffee. Thank you for being here. Still getting copyright on the videos. I don't mean to complain, guys. I hope I'm not sounding like I'm complaining about doing this for making no money. You know? 8 to 10-year-old YouTube channel gone nowhere. I blame YouTube, don't worry. It's not you guys. Alright, let's turn it up. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's begin. What I want to do, okay, so last stream, or one of the streams, I did a text box, right? Yeah, was it this code? Let's just run it. I want to see. And it seemed to work, yeah. Okay. Now that's one way of doing it. Okay, this is kind of what's called updating the GUI or the UI, right? That works. This method seems to work. Okay, that's if you're not using the MMmmmm model view model. What would they call it? I'm having a brain fart. Can't think of the name, but it's kind of like, yeah. Sorry guys, I just can't think of the word. Format or whatever, right? To that effect. If you use the standard or the method or whatever you want to call it, MMmmmm. If you're not using it, yeah, this works. Element binding. Type in a text box and boom, you're getting information to the screen. You know, that's really not too exciting. For me, I would like it to be able to kind of be entered into a database or something, more than just being on the screen, right? Hello, chat and viewers, right? Element binding. So I'm gonna add in some code to, it kind of takes you in the direction of MMmmmm, okay? And we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna delete all this. We're gonna still, I don't think we need that right now. I'm gonna leave the name, well maybe not. Let's just clear it up, okay? We're gonna keep that, okay? And let's begin with, I don't know, I think we need a class to start with. Yeah, okay, so let's start a class. I should have maybe named the folder classes, but I'll put everything in core. Core is for the classes, but for the most part, core is kind of used with the MMmmmm stuff, but technically it's a class that goes in there. So new item. I don't know what to call the class. I was doing an advantage disadvantage thing, so I'm just gonna call it the same thing. Advantage disadvantage. It's not gonna be anything too special, but we're gonna make it happen here. Okay, so what we need, we're doing some code behind now, guys, working in a class, okay? Hopefully, you know, you're up to par with what classes are. Private string. What? Stream info? Yeah, I know we're doing a stream program, but I wanted a string. Underscore. Anytime you have a private member, you want to use the underscore, okay, in lowercase. It's okay to do this. And then there we go. We have a private string variable, and then we're gonna do a public. Basically, it's the constructor. Let's type properly here today. Constructor for this class, okay? All right, string. We're going to call it advantage, disadvantage, and then do this. Oh yeah, right, you're doing setters and getters. My brain's all over the place. We're doing get and set, okay? Return that. Set. There we go. It's so nice when you just hit enter and tab. Boom. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the class. Not a lot. Private string variable, and then we got our public setters and getters. Okay, return, and that, and that, and that. Okay, good. That's done. So let's save that. Not a lot of code there. Not too hard, right? Okay, close. That's called a POCO, in case you ever heard of that. POCO. Okay, now what we need to do is go back to our main window. We gotta add some information here. So we're gonna have something more above our window resources. And we need to enter window dot data context, close that, get our other closing, and then we have to add a local which has the name of, oh, let's just bring that back up, the name of our internal class here, okay, which we're gonna need. All right, back to the main window, back to XAML coding, right? And what we need is, and then we are going to have to add a namespace as well. So we need a local. Actually, I'm going to go like this. Let's see if we could, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Let's see, is it Alt Enter? Can't recall. Some shortcuts. Alt Enter. There we go. Namespace missing. Preview changes, apply. There we go. It gave us our namespace. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that nice? And then we got to close it. Done. Okay, it should be, but we have to build. So let's not get scared. Okay, so make sure this matches. Okay, there's the namespace. All I did was I typed the. Go back to the class. I copied this, right? And all I did was just start typing between the window.data context. So I opened with angle bracket, pasted the role, and then I hovered above it, held Alt, and then hit Enter. Okay? And that helps you get your namespace. Okay? Boom. And just do a build and it should hopefully clean up. Hopefully. Cross my fingers. There we go. Yay! Turn it off. Yeah, it's you'd be surprised, right? Or amazed. Just doing a simple build and it'll clean up errors, right? So if you see the squiggly lines and you're going, oh my goodness, what am I doing wrong, right? Don't fret. Do not fret, because good old build makes the magic happen. It's kind of updating whatever it's part of the background file system. There's files and objects and blah blah blah, everything going on, right? So you got to kind of keep the program up to date, right? Just typing stuff in code doesn't mean that it's updated, right? Excuse me. All right, that's done. So we have our namespace, okay, and at the end of it we build our application. Okay, in this case it called it core. You might end up with a local, but if you get a local 1, if it says local 1 when you do it, I ended up getting core, which is great. That's fine. It works, and that's all that matters to me. But sometimes you might end up with a local, and it'll say local 1. Just make sure that, because that's going to say local too, right? This core matches this core, okay? And obviously core is part of the the file that we have going on. It just gets lowercase, that's all. Okay, and so if you end up with local and it says local 1, just make sure it says local 1 here as well. Otherwise you'd be pulling your teeth trying to figure it out, because you already have one local. You can't have, you know, two locals. You know, it has to be renamed to something else. All right. Okay. So with that said, let's carry on. Now we're going to create what's called, there's a couple of names for it. Let's see if I can figure it out. Looking for, whoa, not that. I'm looking for this, and I'm looking for, I'm going to talk about it here shortly. Okay, there's a couple of names for it. A view model base is one of them, right? You kind of have to get it organized in your brain what it is, right? And another name for it is called observable object. Okay, and it is a class, but this is all part of kind of the MVVM, and it helps with kind of, you know, with updating the GUI and such. Let's see, this code, you know, basically updates the UI, helps update the UI. Okay, so let's create another class, and I'm going to get this. It's going to be in our core. Okay, you can just hit add new item, and it's automatically set up for class. So just give it a name. I like observable object. I don't know why, but I do. Now here you can type, let me just think, there is a shortcut. It's not prop full. See if I can find that. There's another shortcut. I should remember all this stuff, but on the other hand, I just type it out. So normally, right here. Let's see if I can find it. So many notes. I like to keep the notes so I could just kind of reflect, but you know, we're just human, right? We learn a concept, and then we get onto different concepts, and then we just kind of forget terminology and such. It happens. Okay, so updating the UI when binding. Well, I can't think of the shortcut name, but we're just gonna type it out. There is a shortcut, like if you want, I don't think it's prop full. Let's see if I can find it somewhere else. I hate wasting time. Okay, we're gonna type it out, guys. All right. So what we need first is, it's gonna, okay, we need this here, okay, and we also need, we're gonna need this as well. We already got one up here. I'm gonna add in the namespaces now. We'll need it. That's fine. We have to just finish up our code here. So public, okay, public events, observable object, there it is. No, sorry. Property change, that's what we need. Silly me. Okay, that implements interface via the INotifyPropertyChanged. Okay, this is for updating the UI, right? It's mainly used for updating the UI when binding. Okay, all right, that's kind of the gist of it. All right, second line, protected, event, no, void, on property changed, and I can't type, property changed. Hopefully I got that right. Need this, and we're going to need this color member name. I could have just tabbed that, that's okay. And then inside string, and then lowercase property name. This is a variable, and it's going to equal to null, not nil. Null. There we go. Okay, and brackets, property changed. It's not really that long, guys. Okay, question mark, dot separator, invoke this, which is this, right? And actually I could just tab because the program knows what I'm doing. Okay, this is common. You can use this in any program that you're working on, even if you're not implementing MVVM, I don't know, protocols, just can't think of the right word, what to call it, but or methodology or strategy or whatever. You can still use this when in your program when binding. Okay, and then I'm going to show you kind of how to, you know, make use of it. Okay. Okay, so how to use it. We'll just leave that, save. Okay, and now let's go back to our main window. Where am I working here? So this is how you do it. Okay, I want to find where we were working. Okay, going back to here, we have these text boxes and there's a label underneath, right? Actually, well, it should be a label, because the text block doesn't really work with this. You need the label for it. And as a matter of fact, that's the other thing, okay, before I get too far. Okay, so we're going to continue with this, but I want to add in, I actually fixed up my label. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I can't remember if I added anything else, but I had a bug in my label and I actually fixed it up. So what we're going to do, we're just going to quickly add a new resource dictionary. Okay, label styles. Okay, it's not perfect, but it works. I just have to figure out, and then I'll paste the code in here. Okay. All right, there we go. This is my label. Okay, I had a kind of a bug right here. Okay, on this line. It was just not, something about content wasn't matching or something to that effect. I double checked my color styles. I had the proper, I was using this, okay, and it's in my list, in my color styles. So instead of having it here, instead of this being down here, I decided, you know what, you're being really painful. Initially you want kind of your foreground to be like a black font, right? Let's see if I can find my font here. I don't really have anything for labels, but let's see, most text color swatches, right? I would have used that, right? But that's okay. I'm working around it, and I decided I'm just going to template bind it. And then, so I added this up here. So I put it up here with my setter property. Okay. We're golden. Okay, just want to make sure we're good. Okay, and just checking this stream out. That's all. Okay, so I added the foreground property here, and then I made the value to what I wanted it to be, because for some reason it was just, I don't know, it wasn't broken, it was just giving me an error. And so that's what I did. I moved it up here, and then I just template bound it to the property foreground here. So All right, with that said, we're just going to use it, and hopefully, you know, because I do want to get it back here, because I want my label to be actually the I already showed it to you guys, but I'm just going to find this color swatch here. That's what I want it to be. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. All right, so now here, since I added a new resource dictionary, make sure my app.xaml is up to date. Label styles, right? Label styles. Control Home Shift S, and then build it. Because we added new information, we just got to update, right? The files. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to close this, and I don't need my button styles open. We'll keep this open for now, and our observable objects. So that was quick. Okay, so let's get back to what we're doing. And I'm changing this to a label. Okay, that was kind of the reason why I did that, guys. What's up? What? Okay, go away. All right, we're okay there. I don't need this. Okay. All right, so to make use of our INotifyPropertyChanged, this is for, again, like updating the UI, right? You got your code behind, yes, and your classes and everything, but you know, there's a lot going on when, you know, the user is using the program, you know, here in the UI, in the interface, right? So you want to be able to update information. Of course, there's nothing here now. Now this label is there, and I actually have a placeholder, so it's working. It's not the right font I want, but I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be happy with it. Okay, so just to show you quickly, right? So this is the font. It's an actual disabled foreground color. That's okay. And it'll be hidden when I do my binding. So, and then, yeah, I have a label placeholder right here. So I know it's working because I got this content in here, right? So I know I'm okay, right? If I see this in my design, whoops, in my design, then I know I'm, you know, I'm good. I'm doing, things are fine. Okay, back to here, back to here. Didn't mean to do that. Sometimes I do that. That's okay. Close. Okay, let's carry on. And we got to type some code. So getting back to this, let's make use of our INotifyPropertyChanged via our class. Okay, gonna need this. Actually, I need this. I need my getter setter name. Okay, this is how you make it happen. All right, via the name of your public string getter setter. Okay. Yeah. Back to here. No, back to here. So text box, text equals, and we're binding here, okay, tab, and to the name, like I said. All right, I want to show you something before I actually do anything. Okay, I'm going to actually add another text box, and we're just going to self-close it. Okay, build. As a matter of fact, before I do that, I need to add a margin here on my label. Okay, I don't think my label has margins, right? So I actually have to add a margin. Well, actually there is. Okay, that's fine, but we'll just roll with it anyways. It doesn't matter, like it'll use this. You can change it. I mean, it's actually kind of redundant what I have because I'm just duplicating the code when it's already there. All right, let's build, run. Okay, I just wanted some space, right? Okay, so let me type in here, right? So we haven't bound to the label. Okay, there's no update happening while it's running here during runtime, right? So what we have to do is going here, bind it to our label as well. All right, and the label is content. Kind of have to remember this is text, but just bind it to the exact same thing. Okay, and again, this works with the label on text block. Okay, take note of that. I had to add a label. So that's why I needed the space. So as soon as you notice that, as soon as I was binding to this label, the label pretty much becomes invisible. That's fine. That's why I added that margin. Because it kind of jumped. So I'll show you anyway. You run it. Okay, so now as soon as I start typing, here, oh, right, I know what it is. Okay. I thought you usually making use of our property change. Right, so this is why I added the other text box. It is going to come up. Hello, chat. This has to do with, because right now the text box that I'm typing in is kind of the main focus right now, right? Okay. As soon as I click out of this, I should get text here. There we go. Oh, thank goodness. Woo! Scared for a second. Okay, so the UI is not being updated immediately, right? As soon as I click from this text box to another text box, then it gets updated. Okay. So what we need to do is so without we're going to add this. Okay, we need this with our text box. Okay, it's called update source. Hold up. I need a comma. Oh, I'm not even in where I'm supposed to be. Silly me. Comma, update source trigger. Okay, there it is. Okay, I gotta be in the right spot. So there's default, explicit, lost focus, right? Obviously it's gonna use default, right? Default, it doesn't really, nothing, you don't see the UI get updated with default. So we have to add in property changed. Okay, build, run, and so now if I did everything right, we should see that's why I wanted to add a margin, because I wanted the box down lower. Okay, as soon as I start typing, this text box is going to go down, but it should actually update while I'm typing here, and there we go. Okay, I'm not the best at explaining the ideology or the terminology, but if you just stick with typing the code properly and have kind of a general understanding, there's a lot of people out there that really can understand this in true, like, in depth. Okay, so there you go. And I just want to exit. I'm gonna run this. I want to see that. Yeah, it drops my text box as soon as I type. And I want to add a clear button as well. So we're going to add some other buttons. Okay, so I'm going to keep that. All right, so the other method when we're at element binding, I mean, that works great. It's fine. it gets updated when you're, you know, in the UI when you're typing. Okay, that's great. But if you're trying to work towards the MMmmmm platform, which I eventually kind of want to as well, because I have ideas with my own programs that I want to create like my own like my own, because you could create some extra XAML code in the background, like another XAML code, and then create like your own custom buttons and such, and then just import it into the main. Essentially, it's kind of to that effect. But once I do a few of those and get mine set up, then I'll share it with you guys. Okay, we're here at the basics right now. All right. Okay, so that's pretty cool, isn't it? And I wanted to add a couple more buttons. So I want to add in a couple buttons here. So that is in, how's our time going here? Okay, I'm going to add the buttons, and then that's going to be pretty much the end of this. And then we're going to continue on again in the next stream, and we're going to be doing some other things. We're going to add in some other type of buttons, which are pretty golden. But stay tuned for that. Definitely check it out. All right, let's get this done, because I'm kind of finishing the video before I'm even finished, and I don't want that. We're not really finished yet. Grid column 6 in 3. Yeah, right here. Okay, I'm gonna add 2 buttons here, just regular buttons. Okay, and I'm just gonna copy this. Okay, get rid of this click event, and my first one's going to be called clear. I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to clear the text box. So that's kind of the goal of that button. And then we could add a click event now, and then we'll do one more button. And it's going to be called send. Okay, because I got some other ideas too. Send and click event. Okay, just go new event handler, hit enter. As long as you have an X name, I just call it X name, that's fine. The X name, the click event handler or the click event gets created based on your X name. Okay, if you are particular about the way you want your click handler name, just type it in here. Okay, the content is whatever's on the button. Okay, now go to definition. So I'm right clicking over my click event. It should bring both of them in. Okay, and it did. Okay, and I'm a bit OCD. Send is above clear. So I'm going to go like this. I like to be a little bit organized in my mind. Control X. I'm going to put this above here. Now, take note if you're working in WinForms, as soon as you cut out, it can get really buggy. So just be aware of that if you're working in WinForms. You might, because in the background, there's code that's kind of being updated in the background. Okay. So when you start cutting and pasting your void methods, then it can get kind of glitchy. But you just get it pasted quickly. All right, so we're set up. Okay, we are set up for the next stream. Control Home Shift S. I'm going to do a quick build, and let's just have a look. See where we're at. There we go. So I have an exit, click me, clear, and send. And we're going to do some more work here, guys. So stay tuned. Next stream. I'll see you guys in the next stream. I hope you're having an awesome day. Supporters, you guys are all legends, guys and gals. Viewers as well. Truly awesome. Thank you for your support and watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care for now.
Want your video to stand out? Go to
Maybe I don't understand this.